Hey, this is Blaise, and you're watching Concert Junkies with Rob and John. Now hit the bell! Okay. This is Blaise, and you're watching Concert Junkies. Rob and John, hit the bell. Okay, the first question is
From your first record,
Okay.
So from your first record until now, have you seen self-growth, or do you still feel that you stumble upon certain things?
From my first record, Dirty Pretty Thing, in 2012, to now, which with my upcoming record, Silver Linings Only, there's been an immense amount of growth. And what's amazing is Dead Center in 2018 was my second album, Velvet Noir. I like to look at each album as its own piece of art, its own statement, its own era, if you will. And I have it visually and subject and sonically all create this world. And each time is something different. I have something to say. I have something that I need to get off my chest and I want to share with the audience or with anyone who's listening. You know, Dirty Pretty Thing was very much an introduction of who I was. It was the things that I had carried around my entire life up until that point. Velvet Noir was almost a concept record. It was in 3 different chapters, lust, loss, and love. And it was talking about the way that I dealt with each of those subjects in my life at that point. And Silver Linings Only is talking about different situations and finding the beautiful silver outline of any cloud that I would be dealing with. Now, of course, everyone trips up on things. I'm always gonna hit marks that might be wrong or, you know, that might not necessarily be exactly what I want when I'm looking back at them. But what I love the most is the fact that the great things that I do and I can accomplish and the growth, they completely outweigh any stumble that I have.
Who influenced you to start playing music in general?
Well, ever since I was young, I knew I was going to be a pop star. When I was about 4 years old, my uncle has hours of videos of me with a little boombox and a tiny mic, running around singing Paula Abdul and Janet Jackson and Madonna, and just performing, even before I could speak actual words and sentences. So always the music and the pop stars and the artists that I would see, they influenced me and they drove me to want to do this and commit my life to creating art and getting on stage and performing. So I would say that all of my inspirations come from the music that I listen to. At first it was Madonna and Janet Jackson and Paula Abdul. Then when I got older and started to grow up, my dad, he introduced me to jazz like Ella Fitzgerald and, Etta James and Billie Holiday. And my mom, she introduced me to Janis Joplin and Carole King. Then when I was with my older brother, he introduced me to punk and ska. And then when I started to choose for myself, I was head first immersed into pop stars and to divas. And now with a whole mix of that and all of these influences, you get me, Blaise.
When you go on tour, what do you have to have with you?
Well, I have not been blessed yet to go on tour, although I know it's in my cards sooner than I think, which I can't wait. But in my opinion, the most important thing that's going to be with me while on tour is obviously my band, who I'm going to be playing with. Definitely a phone to keep in touch with those I love and to keep notes. And probably I feel like with driving around, books are going to be important because of the fact that I want to keep being inspired. And I feel like on tour, it's going to be inspiring in good ways and in bad ways. And it's definitely something that I'm going to want to take inspiration from and create something new with.
If you weren't pursuing music, what would you want to do with your life?
Well, that's such an interesting question because as I am now, I can't imagine life not doing music. But obviously, the question is, what would if I wasn't? I know I'd still be a performer and an entertainer in some form. You know, my training and my first introduction to the stage and to entertaining was acting. I have my mentor, even to this day, Nicole Johnson, was my theater teacher. And she taught me hard lessons and incredible lessons and really gave me the inspiration and the confidence and started me off into the fact that I could do this. And then even before that, I had dipped my toes into acting, into improv. So I definitely think that acting would be something I would do. I'm also very fashion driven. I went to fashion school in New York City, which I feel like you can see a ton of my influences and a lot in my art from fashion. So that was definitely something I wanted to do, but music is the place where I feel most alive and I am my most authentic self. And I don't believe that there is life without performing.
What is your favorite venue? What is your favorite venue to play and why?
Well, my favorite venues that I have played, you know, locally, what is definitely, I love the Saint, I love the Yacht Club, I love, you know, the Lanes, the new Lanes has an incredible sound system and incredible lighting. I love the local places. I love the authentic value that playing local bars and local clubs gives you as a performer. You're earning your stripes playing these places. I love the Brighton Bar. All of these places are, integral to the creation of the star that I am and to giving me the training and the preparation I need for when I take over the world.
What was the first concert you went to and the first CD you bought when you were younger?
Oh man, okay. So my first concert that I ever went to was with my mother. We went to PNC to see Michael Bolton, and Celine Dion was opening for Michael Bolton. We had lawn seats, and I remember sitting on the lawn. I believe it started raining and someone got engaged at this concert, and it was a monumental moment for me because, watching Celine Dion perform those impeccable vocals, she and her personality was incredible. My first CDs I can remember for Christmas, I got a boombox and I received Brandy, her self-titled album, and No Doubt Tragic Kingdom. And it's so funny because I really feel like both of those elements and both of those artists, there's a lot of both of them very much in my performance style and my aesthetic and what I do. And I remember I played those CDs until they had scratches.
In an ideal scenario, which bands would you like to perform or tour with? And which venue would you like to play at with them?
Well, it's not necessarily an ideal situation because of the fact that it is in the cards. It's going to happen. But I know that one day you will see Blaise opening for Lady Gaga in Madison Square Garden. It's interesting because speaking of Lady Gaga, she's one of the most influential artists on my life and my career and my artistic vision. And there's a quote by her where she says that you have to believe in yourself to an almost delusional level or no one else is going to believe in you. And I've taken that to heart, and I can't even remember how long ago I heard it, but I believe that. I know that I am the next great artist, and I know one day I will be opening for Lady Gaga in Madison Square Garden. Just you watch.
And finish off with some promotions.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for having me on. So I am about to do let me start this over again. Thank you so much for having me on. It's an honor. I know I've been trying to run around to get on here for a while now, but I'm so happy and honored to be on here. You can catch myself and David Roslan at Langosta Lounge on June 11th. Right now, my brand new single, Stay, is on all streaming platforms, and its short film, directed by Chris Kunachak, is available now on my YouTube channel. You can find me on Instagram at Blaise86, on Twitter at Blaise3, on TikTok at Blaise3_, and on my official website at www.officialblaise.com. Make sure to keep your eyes locked on all the socials so that you can find out when my third album, Silver Linings Only, comes out this summer. Thank you very much.
Cut.
Hey, this is Blaise, and this is my brand new single, Stay, performed acoustically with the incomparable David Roslan. Tell me how you take your tea, and would you eat breakfast in the middle of the night with me, and would you like to disappear, head toward a different ocean, drive until the tank reads E, and we're lucky. Wrapped up in your backseat is where I wanna be, and count to 3. And when I open up my eyes, you're wrapped up next to me. You could dance across the country, maybe dance through evening skies. Can you call me when you get the chance? Just do it. Gotta tell you that I miss you, but I'm happy you're on your way. And when you get to slow down, maybe you could tell me how you got this far. What's your sign? I bet I'm written in your stars. How long you think that it would take to count the tattoos on your body, find out what's your favorite hobby, and can we make it kissing? Ooh, wrapped up in your backseat is where I wanna be, and count to 3. And when I open up my eyes, you're wrapped up next to me. You can dance across the country, baby, dance through evening skies. Can you call me when you get the chance? Just do it, don't ask why. Gotta tell you that I miss you, but I'm happy you're on your way. And when you get to slow down, baby, you can You can